So John Kear, it's the first competitive game in just over a year this weekend, and it's a pretty tough start for your squad with a trip to Featherstone in the Cup.
It's as tough a start as you can possibly get. Yeah, I think Featherstone or London away from home would have been, you'd rank them as the top two most difficult ties. So I think we've got the toughest. Obviously Featherstone have looked in sensational form in their two trials. I think, in all honesty, having watched all the championship games in their trials, I think they've looked the best of any team. Every other team's looked consistently inconsistent. You know, every other team's had good parts and then poor parts, but Featherstone have nailed two good performances even when the young players have been on the field. So I think they'll be feeling in a great spot. Possibly they'll be feeling in a better spot than we are, but you know, it is the Challenge Cup. We will relish the challenge, and we will know where we are exactly when we've played Featherstone on Sunday.
Obviously, it is a big challenge, and it's a chance for your squad to prove. Maybe some are writing them off already. Some to prove, they can meet that challenge and map the trickiest tie. But it's a good way to start.
It's just a great way to start. It's a benchmark. It's a benchmark tie for us, and should we be successful, we can take great confidence from it and look forward, hopefully, to further progress and looking at the 1895 Cup semi-finals. Should we be unsuccessful for whatever reason, we'll be able to analyse those reasons and come up with some solutions to take us forward into the championship. Because yes, the Challenge Cup's very, very important to us, but believe you me, Luke, this year it's all about the championship.
It's a chance for you to whittle your squad down to 21 as well, so we start to see some consistency and some stabilisation with the squad, and a chance for those who were named to nail down that jersey, because there's plenty of people waiting in the wings.
There are, and we've got a couple of injuries. That's the nature of the beast. When you've been away for so long, and then all of a sudden you start doing contact when the players probably haven't done contact for 11 months, it takes its toll, and we've been unfortunate with some of our injuries. But the fact is, there's going to be 17 very good players turning out on Sunday who've got a great opportunity to say, this is me and I want this spot for the Sheffield.
You've been named a 21-man squad, John, but there will be a few notable absentees. What can you tell us about those?
Yeah, well, obviously Jordan Lilly's one of them, and that's been sort of everybody knows about that suspension, and we understand that. And we put our hands up and we acknowledge that, and we feel that the RFL have got that exactly right. So we've got to cop our punishment there. Obviously we've had Matty Dawson, and Matty Dawson-Jones, he picked up a knock in training, and we thought it was nothing. We just left him out last week, fully expect him to be ready for Featherstone. It then was troubling him further, so we sent him to see a specialist, and he's got his upper arm, there's just a break in his upper arm, so that rules him out for 6 weeks. So that is a blow, because he's been looking really sharp in training, and he's one of our strike players basically. But again, that's a blow that we've been dealt with, and I'm sure other clubs will get them as well around. Anthony England as well, he's struggling at the minute with with various bumps and bruises, etc., and he won't be ready. And Aaron Murphy, we could, I think, at a push have pushed him to play, but I don't want anybody playing who's got jabs or taped up, etc., just to get them through the game. So we've decided to stand Aaron down and make sure he's fit and available for the start of the league season.
The pre-season games are obviously a tough task with Featherstone this weekend, so do you feel by the start of the league season you'll be more battle-hardened, you'll be more ready because of the type of contest you've been involved in?
Very much so, yeah. I think Sunday will be great for us, to tell the truth. It really will, because we'll have to front up, we will have to play well to have any chance whatsoever. If we're below par, we'll get our backsides kicked, and we know that. So it's up to us to turn up with our game head on, and our A game head on as well, so that we really apply ourselves in a first-class manner.
There's obviously plenty of improvement to be made following the first two games back. Do you feel that's beneficial at this time of year to know what you need to fix up on? You're not going in blind to the fact you're good at everything. You know what you need to improve.
Yeah, well, in all honesty, when I looked at Super League when they had their break and then came back, you looked at the NRL when they had their break and came back, I didn't think any team really hit the straps until 4 or 5 games in. And I'll draw you to the fact about St Helens. St Helens came back, and everybody was saying, what's happened to them? Well, they were rusty. And ultimately, the work that rust out, and they showed the true quality. And as I say, I've watched all the trial games of the Championship teams, and there ain't only us that looks rusty, there's every other team as well, and I think that's going to be the way for the first sort of 4 or 5 competitive hit-outs until everybody gets back to normal and they're used to the testing, and that puts another added pressure on game day. So, we're learning all the time. But I don't think you'll see the best of any team, and that's for any fans of any club, until 4 or 5 competitive games in.
And finally, a real positive for the club, Anthony Walker has signed a permanent deal with the club. You must be delighted with
I am delighted, yeah. I'm really pleased for him. I think it's good for Bradford, because I think he'll add something to our middle channel. But I think it's very, very good for the individual, because I know he was selected for the 2017 World Cup. He was all ready to get on the plane and play in it. Then he had to withdraw because of this problem, and then it's now overcome that problem. And 4 years later, the kid's being given another opportunity. And I'll tell you, we speak about some players having ring rust because of the year off. Well, he's had 4 years off, and I'll tell you what, if I'd come back after 4 years off and played as well as that, I'd have been absolutely delighted with himself. And I think Ant feels happy with what he's done, and we certainly do at the club, and we're more than happy to offer him a deal.
He seems a great character around, a really good person to have around the place, and he seems to be, rubbing off on some of the players in the dressing room.
Yeah, he's a pain in the butt sometimes as well, Luke. But no, he's a great lad. He's a really good lad, and he is good for the group morale as well. And I think he'll be very, very important for us this year. And he's signed until the end of the year, and the reasoning behind that is he wants to show exactly how good he is, so that come renegotiations at the end of the year, he'll be asking obviously for a better salary, and I can understand that. And he's backing himself. He backed himself to get back on the field of play. He's done it. He's now backing himself to show everybody his true worth this season, and I'm sure he'll do that as well.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay.